This is the Master's Harvest, video number 35, Things to Come. Today is March 17, 2025. I am your host, Daniel Berglund. As usual, I have prepared a document for today's study. It is available as a link in the description box below. Things to Come, March 17, 2025. Prophecies of Things to Come. Key verses from Daniel 7, Daniel 12, 2 Esdras chapter 11, and 2 Esdras chapter 12. Introduction. The prophecies of Daniel and 2 Esdras define our futures. We interpret them here to learn what will happen and when. Daniel chapter 7. The fourth beast empire, originally a 10-nation coalition, is terrible and exceedingly strong. In our time, its remnant comprises only 3 visible members: the USA, Russia, and China. Donald Trump rises to worldwide power and control. He is called the Little Horn. The Little Horn makes war with the saints and prevails over them. The 3 nations fall before him, destroyed and destined to be burned. The Little Horn speaks words against the Most High, and wears out the saints of the Most High, and thinks to change the times in the law, and the saints are given into his hand for a time, 2 times, and half a time. Daniel chapter 12. There shall be a time of trouble, such as never has been since there was a nation till that time, but at that time the saints of the Most High shall be delivered. This prophecy has been kept sealed for centuries. It is now open. We entered into a time, 2 times, and half a time on February 9, 2025. It comes to its last day on July 22, 2028. We then enter a transitional period of 75 days to come to October 5, 2028, the Festival of Ingathering. 2 Esdras chapter 11 and 2 Esdras chapter 12. Trump won the presidential race in 2016. 8 years later, in 2025 and beyond, he will gain control of the whole earth and with much oppression dominate its inhabitants, and he will have greater power over the world than all the presidents who had gone before him. In the last days of the fourth beast empire, the Most High will raise up 3 kings, the USA, Russia, and China. They will rule the earth and its inhabitants more oppressively than all who were before them. They will sum up the fourth beast empire's wickedness and perform its last actions. Before we work through this document, I'll explain the page structure. Each page begins with a scripture reference. The one on this page, for instance, is Daniel chapter 7, verses 7 and 8. It is followed by an original telling of the scripture. It is followed by an interpreted telling of the scripture. That is followed by references. The document here has many scripture verses which relate to one another. These references are references and referenced by, so we can tell who we're looking at and who's looking at us. And finally, it finishes with notes to explain the things on the page. So let's begin. The interpretations of things to come. Daniel chapter 7, verses 7 and 8. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, terrible and dreadful and exceedingly strong, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and broke in pieces, and stamped the residue with its feet. It was different from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. I considered the 10 horns, and behold, there came up among them another horn, a little one, Trump, before which 3, that is the USA, Russia, and China, of the first 10 horns or nations, were plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this little horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great, perhaps boastful things. Notes. Number 1. The fourth beast, a coalition of nations, devoured. The 3 horns were plucked up. Wording suggests that there are currently 3 active nations in the coalition, the USA, Russia, and China. A little horn appears. It comes up after the 10 horns of Daniel chapter 7, verses 7 and 8. 2. This verse contains the first mention of the little horn, which is identified here as Trump. The text states, were plucked, but does not identify who did the plucking. The plucking does not occur until after the little horn appears. Whatever plucking is, it is sufficient to cause the plucked nation to lose its status as a superpower. Continued. 3. Before which 3 of the first horns, the USA, Russia, and China, were plucked by the roots, not by which. The little horn may be just an observer. The passive voice is used, which suggests that the little horn is not doing the plucking. More, the little horn cannot die until all of the 3 horns have fallen. The text says, before which 3. 4. The little horn had eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things. This suggests that the little horn is a man, perhaps a boastful man. 5. Fulfillment status expectation. This is fulfilling now. It will be fulfilled completely in the year 2028. Daniel chapter 7 verses 11 through 12. I looked then because of the sound of the great words which the little horn was speaking. And as I looked, the beast, the 4th beast empire, that is the USA, Russia, China, was slain, and its body destroyed and given over to be burned with fire. As for the rest of the beasts, the remnant of those beasts prior to the 4th beast empire, their dominion was taken away, but their lives were prolonged for a season, 75 days, and a time, a year. Notes. 1. These verses are a very high-level summary of the little horn end-time story. 2. The beast was slain, not the little horn. The beast is the remnant of the 4th beast empire, that is the 3-headed eagle of 2 Esdras chapter 11 verse 1. In other words, the USA/Russia/China. 3. The beast was slain and its body destroyed and given over to be burned with fire, but its body was not yet actually burned. The destruction of the 4th beast empire comes first, then the burning comes sometime later. 4. The rest of the beasts have their dominion taken away and their lives prolonged for a season, 75 days, and a time, a year. 5. The fulfillment status expectation is no, not yet fulfilled, expecting it in the year 2028. 6. Future, after the allotted time of 3.5 years. Daniel chapter 7 verse 20. And concerning the 10 horns that were on its head, and the other little horn, trump, which came up and before which 3 of them fell, the horn which had eyes and a mouth that spoke great things, perhaps boasted, and which seemed greater than its fellows. Notes. 1. Before which 3 of them fell, tells us that all 3 of the 10 horns disappear before the little horn dies. 2. Fulfillment status expectation, no, not yet fulfilled, expecting it in the year 2028. 3. Future, after the allotted time of 3.5 years. Daniel chapter 7 verse 21. As I looked, this horn, the little horn, trump, made war with the saints, or believers, and prevailed or won over them. Notes. First note uses a code, TRBL, which stands for trouble, and the rooftop or caret symbol next to it indicates a great amount of trouble. The OPRS stands for oppression, and the caret next to it stands for a great amount of oppression. The 2 of them are used together here to signify unsurpassed trouble or oppression, and are used in the references above. 2. Trump made war on believers and won. 3. Believers were losing the war. 4. The fulfillment status expectation is no, not yet fulfilled, expecting fulfillment in 2025. 5. Future, during the allotted time of 3.5 years. Daniel chapter 7 verse 24. As for the 10 horns, out of this kingdom 10 kings shall arise, and another horn shall arise after them. He, the little horn, shall be different from the former ones, the 10 horns, and shall put down 3 kings, the USA, Russia, and China. Notes. 1. The manner in which these 3 kings are defeated is slightly different from the other references to kings being defeated. Here in Daniel chapter 7 verse 24, the little horn humbles the 3 kings. It does not matter, as it is still sufficient to cause the kings to lose their superpower status. 2. Fulfillment status expectation, not yet fulfilled, expecting fulfillment in the year 2028. 3. Future during the allotted time of 3.5 years. Daniel chapter 7 verse 25. He, the little horn, shall speak words against the Most High God, and shall wear out the saints, that is, the believers, of the Most High God, and shall think to change the times and the law, and they, the believers, shall be given into his hand, the hand of the little horn, trump, for a time, 2 times, and half a time. That's 3.5 years. Notes. 1. The little horn, Trump, wears out the believers to the point of exhaustion. 2. This is the second reference to a time, 2 times and half a time. 3. He shall speak words against the Most High, that makes him an antichrist. 4. Wear out the saints may be a war of endurance. 5. And shall think to change the times in the law, suggests a change to the status quo. 6. The fulfillment status or expectation is fulfilling now, expected to be fulfilled sometime in the year 2028. Daniel chapter 12 verse 1. At that time shall arise Michael, an archangel, the great prince who has charge of your people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never has been since there was a nation till that time. But at that time, the end of the 3.5 years, your people shall be delivered, every one whose name shall be found written in the book. Notes. Again, we make reference to trouble and oppression. Those are in the references that are higher up above the notes. 2. An unsurpassed level of trouble is a time of trouble. 3. This occurs during the 3.5 years. 4. Nearly everywhere on earth. 5. At that time your people shall be delivered. Deliverance will be during a time of trouble. 6. Fulfillment status, expectation, not fulfilled, expecting fulfillment in 2025. 7. Future during the allotted time of 3.5 years. Daniel chapter 12 verse 4. But you, Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book until the time of the end, which I'm expecting is about the year 2025. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase. Notes. 1. Shut up the words, seal the book. This is an order given to Daniel. 2. Until the time of the end. 3. The fulfillment status and expectation is that this has been fulfilled in this year 2025. 4. The book is no longer sealed. We can understand it. It must be the time of the end. Daniel chapter 12 verse 7. The man clothed in linen, an angel perhaps, who was above the waters of the stream, raised his right hand and his left hand toward heaven, and I heard him swear by him who lives forever, God, that it would be for a time, 2 times and half a time, 3.5 years, and that when the shattering of the power of the holy people comes to an end, roughly 22 of July 2028, all these things would be accomplished. Notes. 1. Fulfillment status expectation. This is fulfilling, expected to be accomplished by the year 2028. 2. A time, 2 times and half a time is fulfilling now. Daniel chapter 12 verse 9. He said, Go your way, Daniel, for the words are shut up and sealed until the time of the end, roughly the year 2025. Notes. 1. Fulfillment status expectation. Fulfilled in the year 2025. 2. Again, we must be at the time of the end. The book is no longer sealed. Daniel chapter 12 verses 11 and 12. And from the time that the continual burnt offering is taken away, and the abomination that makes desolate is set up, there should be 1,290 days. That's 3.5 years plus 30 days. Blessed is he who waits and comes to the 1,335 days. That's 3.5 years plus 75 days. Notes. 1. 1,260 plus 30 is equal to 1,290. 2. 1,260 plus 75 is equal to 1,335. 3. The fulfillment status expectation is that no, it's not fulfilled now, but it will be in the year 2028. 4. 1,290 days is 30 days added to a time, 2 times and half a time of Daniel 12:7. 5. The 1,335 days is 75 days added to a time, 2 times and half a time of Daniel 12:7. 2 Esdras chapter 11 verses 28 through 31. And I looked, and behold, the 2 that remained, Bernie Sanders and H.R. Clinton, were planning between themselves to reign together. And while they were planning, behold, one of the heads that were at rest, the one which was in the middle, that is Trump, awoke, for it was greater than the other 2 heads, Russia and China. And I saw how it allied the 2 heads, Russia and China, with itself. And behold, the middle head turned with those that were with it, Russia and China, and it devoured or defeated the 2 little wings, Bernie Sanders and H.R. Clinton, which were planning to reign as President of the USA. Notes. 1. H.R. Clinton and Sanders were defeated. Trump won the 2016 election. 2. The fulfillment status expectation is that this was fulfilled in 2016. 2 Esdras chapter 11 verse 32. Moreover, this head, Trump, gained control of the whole earth and with much oppression dominated its inhabitants, and it had greater power over the world than all the wings or presidents that had gone before. Notes. The first note is a repeat. It signifies that there is great trouble or oppression. 2. Although Trump was inaugurated in 2017, he did not gain control of the whole earth then. He is gaining control of the whole earth now in 2025. God has given us an 8-year delay. 3. Fulfillment status expectation, fulfilling in the year 2028. 4. This head gained control of the whole earth, fulfilling now in the year 2025. 2 Esdras chapter 12 verses 22 to 25. As for your seeing 3 heads at rest, this is the interpretation. In its last days the Most High will raise up 3 kings, Putin/Russia, Trump/USA, and Jinping/China, and they shall renew many things in it, and shall rule the earth and its inhabitants more oppressively than all who were before them, not just the presidents. Therefore they are called the heads of the eagle, for it is they, the heads of the 4th beast empire, who shall sum up his wickedness and perform his, that is the 4th beast empire's, last actions. Notes. Note number 1 is that this is a time of trouble and oppression. Number 2, in its last days the Most High will raise up 3 kings. That's been fulfilled. Number 3, and they shall renew many things in it, and shall rule the earth and its inhabitants more oppressively than all who were before them, not just the presidents. 4. The wickedness attribute applies to Trump as the head of the USA. 5. They, the heads of the 4th beast empire, which includes Trump, shall perform his, that is the 4th beast empire's, last actions. And 6. The fulfillment status and expectation are that it's fulfilling, and it will fulfill in the year 2028. And that brings us to the end of today's lesson. Until we meet again, either online or in person, blessings to you and your loved ones.